Mateo por ahí, por ejemplo, jugamos en casa y la última pateamos así, me decía, yo soy del Liverpool, que le ganó a ustedes, soy del Liverpool. Yo soy del Liverpool. Vos sos el Barça y yo soy del Liverpool.
He may be Lionel Messi's son, but Mateo's wild moments proved he's got his spotlight, sometimes even stealing the show. Messi has already written his name in the annals of football enemies, but for the diametric opposite, his son Mateo is fast becoming no ordinary kid living in his father's shadow. Mateo is not just kicking around object for fun, but rather skill, confidence, and attitude are enticing the whispers of fans who think he could go on to be a landmark name. This kid's moves are already freakish enough to make the entire world shout, "How? Who?" Mateo had moments of brilliance from a very tender age. How awkwardly easy it is for him to feint and dribble past opponents. It rings a bell to an extent, yet bears a slight departure, as if he's remaking his father's genius with a little razzle-dazzle of his own. His finishes, together with composure and balance, have become viral, and clips of him make seasoned fans turn their heads in disbelief. Messi, almost in a joking way, said that of all his children, Mateo is the one with footballing instincts so naturally ingrained. But what sets Mateo apart is his fearless attitude. He's not just trying to be Messi's son, he's out there building his own identity, even recreating some of Messi's most iconic goals. And sometimes, he makes them look even sharper. Mateo Messi isn't just about raw talent. What truly sets him apart is his fiery energy, bold personality, and relentless competitive drive. He's not only fun to watch, but he's also unpredictable, electric, and impossible to ignore. And trust me, this is only the beginning. Up next, we'll uncover the jaw-dropping moments where Mateo didn't just impress fans, he flat out shocked the entire world.
Messi. Oh, brilliant skill from Lionel Messi. Surging forward with real menace here. Brilliant from Messi. Oh, what a goal that is!
Back in 2007, Lionel Messi left the football world speechless with a goal that instantly drew comparisons to Maradona's goal of the century. Gliding past 7 defenders with flawless control before slotting it home, that moment became immortalized as one of the greatest goals ever scored. But here's the jaw-dropper. Years later, his young son Mateo Messi pulled off a move so strikingly similar, it felt like history repeating itself. It had no bearing on luck at all, with deft dribbles, timed every touch perfectly, and finished with the confidence you only see in someone who has been studying greatness up close all his life. Mateo danced through defenders rather than just tripped into that goal. His resemblance to his father's famous strike was startling, almost like watching a modern-day replay. Still, some detractors brushed it off as luck. He is, after all, just a boy. Mateo, though, would not allow anyone to call his intelligence luck. Proving that his intuition and technique weren't a fluke, he exited and repeated it with still more composure. His natural flair, swift feet, and balance shouted raw talent. Mateo, even Messi himself acknowledged, might be the most naturally gifted player among his kids. And should you believe the surprises terminate here, rethink, because what Mateo did next left even Lionel Messi speechless, bewildering the whole football scene.
I have to say, well, there's 3 of them right. He's still going. Look at this, Kevin. It's a brilliant run from Messi. Did he go all the way?
In the 2015 Copa del Rey final, Messi delivered pure magic, sprinting from midfield, weaving past defenders, and smashing the ball into the net. That wonder strike instantly became one of the most unforgettable moments of his career. But here's the twist. Years later, the breathtaking run and finish weren't just remembered, they were reenacted. And not by Messi himself, but by someone carrying his name forward, Mateo Messi. Mateo Messi, clearly inspired by his legendary father, pulled off a goal that looked straight out of the 2015 Copa del Rey final. It wasn't just about speed, it was the composure, razor-sharp footwork, and flawless finishing that made jaws drop. This wasn't luck, it was pure instinct, the kind of instinct only someone born into football royalty could show. What made the moment even more special was how effortless Mateo made it look. Just like Lionel, he didn't need power or brute strength. Instead, he leaned on skill, agility, and intelligence. Every touch of the ball was deliberate. Every move had purpose. And when the ball finally hit the net, even Messi couldn't hide his pride at seeing his son mirror his greatness. But here's where it gets even crazier. Mateo didn't stop at scoring jaw-dropping goals. He stunned fans with something far more unexpected, because while Lionel Messi is calm, humble, and soft-spoken, his son Mateo is fiery, cheeky, and full of mischief, bringing a whole new kind of energy to the pitch. Even Mateo's mother, Antonella, once called him a beautiful wild youngster who kept her on her heels. That energy, however, is driven by a strong competitive drive, not just about being naughty. Mateo is not like most children his age. Losing is not something he likes. He despises it altogether. Mateo becomes irritable, whether it is football in the backyard, video games, or even little challenges at home. Messi himself has acknowledged that he is on the losing side. Mateo differs from his father here. Though Mateo wears his emotions on his sleeve, Lionel Messi is noted for his cool and collected demeanor and hardly exhibits anger even under the most trying circumstances. And that fiery temperament has already manifested itself on the football pitch. Mateo came in so aggressively on his older brother Thiago during a laid-back family soccer game that the hit truly hurt him. Mateo does not step on the field only to play, he steps on the field to triumph. Hence, it was quite evident. Some might consider that irresponsible. However, in football, that competitive streak is usually what divides excellent players from good ones. Of course, talent is essential, but what distinguishes stars from the others is their attitude, their tireless determination to keep going, to fight, to triumph. And if Mateo keeps channeling that energy in the appropriate direction, he might be on course to be a future football star who not only possesses skill, but also intensity and fire for the game. Mateo is also cheeky at home, particularly when it comes to his father, not only fiery on the field. Being Lionel Messi's son, you might believe he would be his top supporter and worship his father. Mateo, though, appears to relish doing just the reverse. As his father's greatest troll, he has developed quite a reputation. He is always teasing and playing about with the man millions of people worldwide worship. Mateo first shouted his approval for Real Madrid, Barcelona, and Messi's main competitor. Many fans were stunned by the notion itself. They could not comprehend the fact that the son of Barcelona's greatest legend was clearly in favor of their worst enemy. After hearing Mateo's lighthearted loyalty, some even quipped they had lost their children to Real Madrid. Still, Mateo kept going. By making fun of some of Messi's most tragic losses, he took trolling his father to the next level. Messi had a particularly terrible year in 2019, as Barcelona experienced one of the most embarrassing collapses in Champions League history versus Liverpool, giving up a 3-0 lead. Making matters worse, they also lost the Copa del Rey championship to Valencia, which broke Messi's heart. Mateo saw the ideal chance to rub salt in the wound, rather than soothe his father. Mateo later said that after the defeat at Liverpool, he strutted around the house with a Liverpool shirt, smiling from ear to ear, just to taunt him. Mateo would purposefully pick Liverpool to play against Barcelona when it came time to play video games together, reminding his father of that humiliating loss every chance he had. And it wasn't only Liverpool. Whenever Barcelona lost a major game to Valencia, Roma, or any other team, Mateo would celebrate as a rival fan. He would wear the uniforms of the teams that eliminated Barcelona and guarantee his father would never forget those terrible defeats. All this trolling would irritate Messi, but remarkably, he enjoys it. He has admitted that Mateo's pranks lighten the family's joy and laughter, even if they sting a little at the moment. Even Messi has called him the most mischievous among his children, the one who brings the most energy, trouble, and laughter to their home. Mateo's trolling has not only taken place at their house, but also openly. One of the most celebrated events started the 2019 to 2020 season. Despite his injury and incapacity to play in Barcelona's first match, Messi showed support for the team by being present. Fans descended on the stadium in anticipation of a good beginning for the season. Then, Real Betis scored against Barcelona in a shocking turn. As the entire stadium went silent, disappointment passed through the crowds. Well, practically the whole stadium. One person, Mateo Messi, shouted vehemently, celebrating the enemy's goal scored right there in front of thousands of Barcelona supporters. Messi's son trying to prevent Mateo from humiliating his father anymore. And Luis Suarez, Messi's close friend and co-worker, even had to pull him back to his seat. However, Mateo, the cheeky troublemaker that he is, shrugged. He enjoyed every second of the pandemonium he had started by shouting and laughing wickedly, savoring every minute. The erratic, passionate, and fearless quality of Mateo Messi is what makes him so. Behind all the shenanigans, though, lies raw talent, a competitive heart, and a personality that lights up every room he is in, even if he is constantly trolling his father. And if that that combination is anything to go by, the football world hasn't even begun to see what this beautiful, crazy child is capable of.
La Copa del Mundo, esa que se hizo esperar 36 años, pero que volvió a nuestro país. Y ahora sí, con ya el equipo completo, los jugadores.
Hence, his emergence was seen as a grand one at the 2022 FIFA World Cup, much bigger than the club-level competitions. For Lionel Messi, it was a once-in-a-lifetime tournament, the last chance to capture the elusive trophy that had never cooperated before. The pressure was immense after Argentina's stunning group stage loss to Saudi Arabia. The entire football world stood still as Lionel Messi and his teammates pulled Argentina through the knockout rounds match after match, ever so slowly approaching the heights of greatness. And yet, while his father was writing history, Mateo was busy being, well, Mateo. Instead of being glued to the match like every other fan, he decided to stir up mischief by throwing gum at nearby supporters. True to his beautiful, crazy reputation, Mateo found a way to turn even the World Cup into his playground, until his mother, Antonella, had to step in and keep him in line. Still, antics aside, Mateo has become a favorite among fans. With his cheeky personality, wild energy, and undeniable footballing spark, he's more than just Messi's son. He's carving out his spotlight. One thing is certain, whether trolling, playing, or pranking, Mateo Messi knows how to keep the world watching.